Let me talk to you.
Upon hearing that Trump is still our commander-in-chief, I can't tell you how many of these comments I've gotten from conservatives and Trump supporters alike. Why would Trump let the economy tank like this? Why would Trump let the border get invaded like this? And so on. For some of y'all, I may never fully understand all that you've gone through over the past 3 years. And for that, my heart truly goes out to anyone who suffered unmitigated loss. For the rest of y'all who may be feeling betrayed and are starting to question whether Trump is controlled opposition or if you're supporting the right guy, I would rather you guys learn the truth now, go through red pill rage now, and do some more research to find out what's really going on. Just like some of y'all left comments saying Maine didn't use the 22nd Amendment, they only used the 14th Amendment. That just means you haven't done the research. To recap, Maine filed 3 challenges to block Trump from participating in the Republican primary in March. 2 for the 14th Amendment and 1 for the 22nd. It's all information you can research online. Here's the thing, guys. When you learn the game, you can't continue to get finessed by those who are counting on your ignorance or your indifference. But peep game, right? When you ask why questions, do you know what why stands for? Who hurt you? And do you know what else why stands for? Who helped you? Think about it, y'all. We've seen America under Trump, and we're now seeing how another administration can come in and easily undo everything that Trump put in place to help the American people. So then is Trump really the cause for what's happening right now? Or did he simply pull back the curtains to allow everyone to see who the true enemy is? For centuries, these people have operated in the shadows. Now Trump put them out front and center. So why interfere with an enemy when they're in the process of destroying themselves?
I caught the swamp. I caught them all.
Bottom line, this was never just about another 4-year election. This has always been about transferring power back to you, the American people. And one more thing, why questions are usually predicated on fear. Could be fear about the economy crashing, fear about another pandemic, or worse, some type of war, and so on. But when you break down what fear means, you could do one of 2 things. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. Ronald Reagan once said, freedom is never more than 1 generation away from extinction. Being that we're clearly the generation that he was talking about, how will you face your fears in order to help restore this once great republic of ours? That's the question.
Alright, so it's been like 3 months, and that copper is keeping this water clear with no algae. If I wouldn't have had this copper in there, this would be nasty, and I would have to clean it like every week just to have a nice clean water. So copper is your friend.
You been knew who you was, but you scared to show the world who you are. And when you doing that, you're hindering us in this war. We need every fucking soul and spirit down here to be who the fuck they are. I'm being who I am. I'm playing my role in the war. But you gotta be you. Cause being you is gonna complete us. Everybody looking on a savior. Everybody looking for a hero. See, all that bullshit come from religion. You have to understand the basis of religion and its purpose. Its purpose was to take the power out of your hand and put the responsibility in another motherfucking hand that don't even exist. So you never find out who you are. And when you do know who you are scared to show yourself to the world. But that's your soul contract. That's the reason you came. Before we got here, you promised us that you was gonna do that. You promised that. You signed that down on your etheric contract, on your soul contract. We was like, okay, you know what you gotta go do, right? You was like, yeah. All right, when you get down there, you already know that Earth is mission impossible. You know that Earth has been under light cold lockdown for the last energy cycle of what humans know to be 550 years. We told you this before you came down here. Gee, you could never feel what a god or a goddess with carbon is feeling when they in any type of cold, let alone a motherfucker that's in a hot region and ain't never seen that shit, nigga. You can't relate, nigga. Nigga, y'all come from the moon. Y'all are the children of the moon. The moon strengthens y'all. Nigga, the sun strengthens us. You know what I'm saying, nigga? We gods, sun gods. Nigga, we need heat to function. We are tropical beings. Electricity is hot. Aren't we electrical beings? Yes, nigga. What is electricity? A form of fire. So what does that make us? We are heat. We need the heat. You get what I'm saying? To function, nigga. And not just us, everything that came from us needed, nigga. The animals need it. The plants need it. The fucking earth herself needs it, nigga. That's why when it's wintertime, every fucking thing dies, nigga. Everything dies in the winter, nigga. Everything, nigga. The plants, the leaves fall off the trees, nigga. Even the fucking grizzly bear go hibernate, nigga, when it get cold. Nigga, big ass grizzlies. Nigga, the winter time send the grizzlies in the crib. You hear me? Big ass grizzlies, nigga. Go in the crib when that shit come out. You know what I'm saying? Grizzly bear ain't scared of shit. Nigga, grizzly bear 10 feet, 550, nigga. You hear me? Snatch a whole ass cheek off any animal in the jungle, nigga. One swipe of a paw, nigga. Nigga, it's over with, nigga. You hear me? You know when her a bad bitch if you send a grizzly in the crib. Look how thick that nigga hide is. Nigga, fuck a leather coat. That nigga got all that flubber, all that fat, all that hide. You know when it ain't natural, nigga. Nigga, the grizzly be outside all day like, nigga, I'm a grizzly, nigga. What's up, nigga? I'm out here, nigga. I'm a grizzly, nigga. Nigga, I'm a grizzly. Nigga, that's my fish, nigga. These my woods, nigga. I'm a grizzly, nigga. Soon as wintertime come, nigga, I'm a grizzly, nigga. Wintertime, nigga. I'm gonna go ahead, get on in the house. I'll be a grizzly after the winter leaves, this motherfucker, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You bitch ass coyotes lucky, nigga. It's getting cool out here, nigga. I'll be on y'all motherfucking ass right now. But it's wintertime, so I'm gonna take my ass in the crib. But I will see you niggas next spring. And I'm gonna remember every motherfucker that didn't run when I stood right here and said this shit. But I'll see you next week. I mean, next spring. You feel me, nigga? You hear me? This shit ain't natural to us. You better pay attention, nigga. Even nature don't fuck with winter, nigga. Nigga, the leaves going. Nigga, the leaves fall off the trees, nigga. Nigga, the leaves feeling good all summer. They just glowing, hanging. They out there kicking it like, ooh, I'm a leaf, girl. It's breezy. I see you over there on your leaf shit. You shining bright. You dangling nice over there, bitch. I see you. I see you with them good roots, bitch. They out there living good. Nigga, winter come, the leaves like, shit, I'll catch up with y'all. Let me undangle myself off this motherfucker. Nigga, they spent all spring hanging on. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, winter come, nigga, let me off this motherfucker now, nigga, I'm coming. You feel me? Like, I'm telling you. See, we never noticed that type of shit, though. We never noticed that. It's funny, but it's real. And that's what makes it funny, though. You're like, damn, I ain't thinking about it. But that's real shit, though. You see what I'm saying? That's still, that you feel me? Like, you don't think in depth like that to be like, damn, this shit really is not natural. So what is this shit? What is this shit? Nigga, it's not natural for for some shit to make you do this. Nigga, it get so cold, nigga, it get so cold, nigga be too. Nigga, teeth clicking, that ain't natural, nigga. That's not natural. You get what I'm saying? That ain't natural. We think it's natural, nigga. That ain't natural, nigga. You get what I'm saying? Shouldn't nothing do that to you. Nothing should make you do that, nigga. You get what I'm saying? You feel it shouldn't be like that, fam. You know what I'm saying? Niggas got a perfectly good sentence when they inside. Think about when it's the heart of winter, nigga, and you got a motherfucker in the car with you, nigga, y'all in the heat. Nigga got all the confidence in the world when he talking on you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We finna go on here, run up here, drop his ass off at the bus stop. Drop his ass. Soon as you open the door, nigga, his whole frequency, posture gonna change. He was just on the passenger seat like, yeah, fam, hell yeah, nigga. We finna go over here, bust their ass on the court this Saturday, nigga. All right, thanks for the ride. Soon as he get out, nigga, whole frequency gonna change. Thanks for the ride, bro. Like, damn. How you curl a grown God up like that? He a God. He's 6'3", 350, broad shoulders. You hear me? He's 6'3", 350, y'all. Broad shoulders, nigga. Let that winter chill hit his ass. He gonna ball like a little ass cop. Like he back in the pussy again. He go, man, cold strong than a motherfucker out here. That's some strength, nigga. He took a nigga whole shoulder mass away. Took his whole shoulder mass away. You hear me? Like, how? That's, you know what I'm saying? Y'all better recognize what this shit is. This shit ain't shit but fucking evil technology, nigga. This shit ain't natural, nigga. We shouldn't have to wear none of this shit. This shit limit our energy, nigga, to cough, period, nigga. And what does winter do? Make your ass put on more cloth. You put on more cloth, don't you, in the wintertime, don't you? Think about it, just a little cloth hurt you. Nigga, you be cloth the fuck up when this shit get out here, nigga. Nigga had so much cloth on, nigga, then turn to a motherfucking turban him motherfucking self around this bitch, nigga. You can wrap me around the motherfucking head, nigga had so much cloth on come wintertime. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. You know what I'm saying? Fuck a turban, just wrap any random nigga you see around a nigga head. Bet he don't be hot, bet he don't be cold no more. Nigga gonna have so much cloth on him. You feel me? Because it's fucking with this chill. But you gotta understand that this shit ain't natural. You feel me? When you understand this shit in attack, then you can really see what they just did to them people down in Texas. You can look at it from a different scope and not be selfish and be like, oh, that's just...
Now, I'm not gonna lie, they already kicked New Year's off on the BS. Now, y'all can't tell me y'all don't get no ominous feeling from this. They releasing smoke around this building, right? This is their countdown clock. But oh, it gets better. Then they decided to beam a ray coming out of this building into the sky, like the pyramids did. And see, it gets a whole lot more interesting. It starts spelling stuff in the sky, and now, as you can see, people are reacting to it like it's a message from God. Y'all remember we seen something similar to this at the Game Awards show, where they had something pop up in the sky while they was using the smoke. Now, I'm not saying that it's Project BB, but this is definitely interesting. Yeah, 2024, it's about to be a movie. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom, and stay tuned. Follow me on YouTube if y'all want that exclusive content, and hit that email if y'all trying to do business. Let's go.
What we're thinking of as aliens are they're extra-dimensional beings. They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51. The disasters that are coming, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now aren't.
But they're not doing anything.
They are not. They want the major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable.
Discharge.
Domino's Pizza Institute announced yesterday that they are nearing completion of their 30-year study testing the limits of what human beings will eat.
People willingly ate everything our lab created. In fact, they pay money for it. The results continue to surprise me.
Over the course of the study, Domino's scientists have found that decreasing the nutritional value and increasing the visual repulsiveness of their pizzas only makes them more popular.
This applies to the crispy melt pizza. It's basically one pizza inverted on top of another pizza. It looks like something no animal should consume, much less a human.
One recent creation is constructed out of a cardboard-based crust layered in Oreo cookie crumbs and drizzled with a wax-like substance.
We hypothesized that the sight of it alone would repulse customers, but it became one of the most popular items on the menu.
The Domino's scientists now believe that a certain percentage of human beings may have a genetic predisposition to eat unhealthy foods made from other, even unhealthier foods.
It's crazy. The standard American diet, or the sad diet as I call it, is already terrible, but people on top of that eat all of this processed fast food, which is killing us slowly.
Every book in the library, every book in the colleges, every book in the universities, every book on this planet is misinformation. It's misinformation. So, which is initiated by the Draco reptilians as far back as 6,000 years ago.
The reptilians really came into control and started to be able to manipulate what was going on the face of the planet about 6,000 to 7,000 years ago. It is true that they have different masking technologies to be able to be in a room and look like a human, but usually they're in underground bases in various places on the globe, as well as in a huge area in Antarctica. The southeast region has a large number of underground caverns that are kept extremely warm, too warm for humans, by geothermal heat. It's a perfect place for all of these colonies that the reptilians have. They're basically cities, huge cities.
I got something to say to some of y'all spiritual content creators. If you're saying in the beginning or the end of your video for entertainment purposes only, stop doing that shit, please. And I'm not here to knock nobody or make anybody feel bad, but I'm here to actually correct you. Cause ain't no damn way you in spiritual warfare and you going up to the enemy talking about this is for entertainment purposes only. Ain't no fucking way, ain't no way. For one, you're playing yourself, and for two, you're making yourself look dumb. And again, I'm not trying to make nobody feel bad. I'm just needing to correct y'all. Cause if y'all are actually stepping for this spiritual shit, it ain't no for entertainment purposes only. This shit is real. So please stop saying for entertainment purposes only and this is spiritual warfare. Because me personally, I've been doing this shit ever since lockdown. And that's when TikTok and this whole thing was actually starting to go viral and everything was actually getting serious. And I never ever said for entertainment purposes only, even though I knew my content was gonna be looked at as something as a threat. Let your truth be your truth. Ain't no fucking entertainment purposes only. None of that shit. Stop that shit, please. Let your truth be your truth and walk in that shit, stand in that shit. Please stand in that shit, because this is spiritual warfare and you don't need to be telling people that this is for entertainment purposes only and these are the people that look up to you and want to hear you speak. This shit is not entertainment purposes only. This is real spiritual warfare. So thank you. Please, if you see this video, because there's been multiple of y'all that I've been seeing, if you see this video, stop saying that shit, please. Because if you really stepping and standing on business like that, it ain't no going up to the enemy in the middle of war talking about something, oh, before I put this video out or before I shoot you, this is for entertainment purposes. No!
Important narratives to this point, to our research, in my opinion. We have the Pontifical College, Josephinum, where Joseph comes over to the USA from Germany in 1867. 3 years later, he becomes a priest and has his own church within a few months. And he gets to buy the house next door, of course, to support 12 orphans. And do we all know about the orphans at this point? Possibly a repopulation tactic that was going on in the 1800s. It's very interesting. Was it only 12 orphans? Or was this one of the places that they would send the orphans through to get them into society? Because who would ever question Joseph the priest from the 1800s? You know, the guy that just randomly shows up from Germany, has all the money ready to buy houses somehow, to support orphans. It all checks out, of course. Simple stuff for Joseph. This was known as the St. Joseph Orphan Asylum. It grew so rapidly, for some weird and of course, very random reason, that 5 years after it began, Joseph moved the operation closer to the railroad, which is how these individuals would be dispersed throughout the country. So this is a paragraph of admission. We are being told, down to the smallest detail, how this operation worked. It would go through churches. They would bring a manager type over from Europe, call them a priest, give them a house, give them the resources to run these operations, purchasing new buildings with ease to run the program. So not only do you have the World's Fairs that were a repopulation tactic, you had these orphan trains and orphan hubs where they would be dropped off and planted into society. The new facility that Joseph was just finding and saying was his. I want to make that clear, he wasn't building anything. He was given these buildings that were already there. from the previous civilization. So the new building gave the orphans a training in the trades. So this Joseph guy was obviously sent with a purpose, to repopulate and teach to a brand new society, one that didn't have any skills. This right here is how you reset a society's technology level. The teacher is never in charge of what the students learn. This Joseph character is a teacher of a class. He is not the principal of the school. There are many schools. He is clearly taking direction as to what the students of the new society will learn. There were many classes like this one all over the country, happening simultaneously. This was an operation. This went on for 12 years with zero backstory. Finds the Collegium Josephinum, this massive college, is just found and ready to roll. No clue where the money came from. No mention of how many men were needed to build this place. Just found it. And its first class of 23 men began. It's unbelievable. This is one of the most important stories to our research, in my opinion, because it shows exactly how the operation took place. It's actually laying it all out there and shows us exactly how they repopulated these regions in the USA. It shows us the operation with the orphans, the teaching programs. And this was our base for our technological knowledge. Whoever controlled this operation from the top has all of the technology from the previous civilization and is controlling what technology we get to have. And they've clearly been doing this for a very long time. And for anyone that's on the fence, we have the St. Vincent's Infant Asylum, located in Baltimore, where we have tunnels under the ground. This infant asylum was in use in the mid-1800s, during the same time period as German transferred Joseph. And what do you know? In the early 1900s, the operation was done. And they declined new orphans. 1941, they changed this to apartments. And in 2015, they light it up and try to destroy it with a fire, but they fail. So 3 years later, what do you think happens? 2018, the building was illegally demolished without a permit. You literally can't make this stuff up. It gets more and more obvious. If you're still on the fence, let's go even deeper. We have the St. Mary's Orphan Asylum, located in Galveston, Texas, where they tell us that this one is haunted. Now, I've talked about hauntings before briefly. I'm not going to say that there aren't any hauntings, but when it comes to these old world buildings, I think it was a tactic to keep people away from them. Just say that they're haunted, and it scares everyone away from investigating. So we have yet again another orphan operation going on in the mid-1800s. And I'm just going to let you know that this is going on and on and on. There were so many orphan operations going on in the mid-1800s because this was how they were repopulating these cities. So where were all these kids' parents? Is this where a lot of our families originated from? Is this why the family trees in the USA almost all end around the same time period? We are told hundreds of fire stories through the first 52 episodes. We know that that is the key and the nod that it's a building that was constructed by the previous civilization. The St. Mary's Orphan Asylum. For anyone wondering where the parents of these orphans were, you might want to check the other asylum, the Insane Asylum, because they were not going along with the reset. Here's a graph showing that the insane asylums are disappearing over time, and I wonder why. Good thing they cared so much about us in 1955 and 1965, because surely that was the fix. Oh, it wasn't? And then a fire had devastated the St. Mary's Orphan Asylum in 1875. If anyone is still on the fence, there is room over here to get off the fence. And honestly, who would want to sit on top of a fence anyway? So we have Ohio, Baltimore, Texas. We have all these towns and cities being repopulated. Brand new people, brand new social structures, brand new mindsets, and resetting what people are taught. This all happened around 150 years ago. So this is all very new. This isn't thousands of years ago. Then we have another very interesting aspect of this in Germany during this same exact time period. And remember, we also have good old Joseph from earlier, also from Germany. So here we are given the Kinderbewahrenstall. And if I pronounce that wrong, I hope you all understand. This is where we are given kindergarten, another tactic to teach children the brand new social structures. What better way to trick people? Take them out of their family's home and tell them what to think, and then test them on it. Failing the test, will then lower your self-esteem, putting a social pressure on children to agree with this new way of thought, or they will be called dumb and get an F. This is an operation. It's all connected, and it's designed to enslave the world's population. Year after year, we are all taught a false narrative. We've all been brainwashed into thinking that you are either smart or dumb based on a curriculum that holds zero value in the real world. Now, who knows if this Frederick Froebel was even a real character, but they do admit that kindergarten starts in Germany around the exact same time period that we're talking about, the mid-1800s. So I wanted to tie it all in with the rest of the world. This is a worldwide operation. This is not just the USA. We have a lot of things in the USA being controlled through Germany during this time period, especially the education aspect of it. And I want to point out that yes, we have borders and division now. We have so many countries in the world, and everyone is separated. And you're unable to travel to other lands unless you have a piece of paper that is registered and checked at the checkpoints. But who's to say that there even was a border in the previous civilization? Were there so-called elected leaders controlling everyone, deciding what we can and cannot do? Could they have had a truly free life where they were able to travel wherever they want freely and not feel like they're invading someone else's territory? I would say, in my opinion, this was the world that was here before the reset. And something happened where this past civilization was wiped out and their technology was stolen by a group, and some of it.
Do you know why Prince, the famous rock star that was a friend of mine, do you know why he called himself the artist when he came back? He calls himself the artist because that's what they call us in our contracts. Oh, these contracts are crazy. You should hear the terminology they say in these contracts. To use your name and likeness in perpetuity throughout the universe. Who the fuck could possibly know what that means? Nobody does.
Do you agree with what he is saying? Could there be a darker side to these contracts that these artists sign, or is Dave Chappelle making it up? TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only.
It's so complicated, in fact, that when you're a kid like me, you have to hire somebody to tell you what that means. And you sit down at a table and you do the contract game. And that's how I got with Comedy Central. I signed the contract. But I signed the contract the way that a 28-year-old expectant father that was broke signs a contract. I was desperate, I needed a way out, and it wasn't good money and it wasn't good circumstances, but what else am I gonna do, I said. And all these white people sitting at that table told me, trust us, Dave, it's a good contract. And I looked around the table and they all seemed to agree it was a good contract. But what if it was like that game of 3-card Monte? What if they were all friends and I didn't know it?
Have you guys ever heard of Rock City? It's, I've heard of a little bit about it, but it's way bigger than what I actually thought. Check it out.
Hey, I'm delivering here. Into these caves. Look what the sign says. 5 million square feet available. Is I'm dreaming? 5 million square feet under here? Hey, I'm in the cave, man. I'm actually delivering pizza crust. I'm actually delivering pizza crust. Weighs only 15,000 pounds. Light as hell. I'm about 40 miles from the house.
The cities of Antarctica do not exist as long as they are not seen. But you get through the frequency fence, a whole new world opens up. This past weekend, frequency fence went down in almost all of Antarctica. mainly New Swabia. Believe it, this is Antarctica. Grab your popcorn. Frequency fence down.
We just want to let you know the New World Order has no legitimacy, and that we as a people are not afraid, and we are waking up to the robber barons and the big banksters who are looting this economy with the Federal Reserve.
Well,
what do you, I mean, the Rothschilds family did start the Federal, they divided Europe first, took over Europe, the Napoleon.
There's exaggeration.
Well, no comment on that?
Barack Obama is another one of those celebrities that's been living for a long time. So the man got blood ties to the Bush family. For y'all younger folks, George Bush and his daddy, George Bush Sr., was both former presidents of the United States. And Obama is blood related to them. That's a proven fact. Look it up. And there's also rumors that Obama been around since the 1800s. It's also been rumored that Obama is the richest president out of all of them. Yeah, they say Trump a billionaire, but they talk about Obama got money that you can't even count. Money comes from so long ago that it's hard to even wrap your mind around how much they got. You know, a lot of families lend America money. The Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and all these different big time families, they lend money to America. So there's families in this country that's worth trillions of dollars.
Huh? But I know about that. I know about that. And so the whole game is something that's bigger than us. Huh? You get on a show and do a show and try to tell, especially poor folk, that reading is a violation of the universe? If you get on a plane today and go to Tokyo, can you read a Japanese paper? Do you think the universe made something that changed when you cross a border? Because when this planet, there were no borders. You hear me?
Yes.
There were no borders. This is bullshit so I can control you. I got 10 children. If you interviewed my children and they told you, we're so scared of our daddy, what? Well, he taught us to fear him. You know I'm crazy, right?
What don't you understand? Are we putting missiles near the borders of the United States? No. It's the United States with their missiles coming to our home. They're literally on our doorstep. Is this really too much to ask? No more strike systems on our doorstep. What's so unusual about that? How would American people feel if we put our missiles on the Canada-US border, for example? Or if we put our missiles on the Mexico-US border? As though Mexico and the US never had any territorial issues. California used to belong to whom? And Texas? Have you forgotten? Oh right, it's quiet now. Nobody brings it up.
All right, I'll put this as simply as I can. Everybody on Earth is dead in a year. And let me explain why. Wrapped around the Earth is an invisible field of energy. It's made up of electricity and magnetism, so it's called, creatively enough, the electromagnetic field. It's where we get our magnetic North Pole and South Pole, and it protects us from cosmic radiation. So this EM field is our friend.
But now that field is falling apart.
As the EM field becomes more and more unstable, we'll start seeing isolated incidents. One plane will fall from the sky, and then two, and then in a few months, everything electronic will be fried.
Static discharges in the atmosphere will create superstorms with hundreds of lightning strikes per square mile.
After that, it gets bad.
The Earth's EM field shields us from the solar winds, which are a lethal blend of radioactive particles and microwaves. When that shield collapses, microwave radiation will literally cook our planet.
This is the sun. This is the Earth without the EM field. Would you?
It's hotels, hospitals.
Bring up the power grid.
The whole West Coast is out.
Security on notice, the continuity of government, continuation protocols being put in place, all tribes being notified, directive and order from the widow to the widow's son, preparing all the people displaced across the land to be prepared to receive the new government. That being said, the following applies. So the widow has given the instructions to the widow's son that all of the protocols in play for continuity of government is now in a status of reconstitution of the new government. All of those who have been displaced and usurped by the legal fictions, by the artificial corporations, and all artificial agents acting under the color of law, the incolorable law, in violation of the color of law, U.S. Code 1983, are now on notice that all former governmental applications are hereby suspended. All of the chiefs who are held in concealed status shall be made known to the public. The continuation of the continuity of government has altered status from continuity status to reconstitution status. This is being directly addressing the Reagan Rock continuity of government officers to let all of the
generals and chiefs involved in the continuity to be informed that the Queen Mother is not happy, and neither is the widow's son. And with that being said, I'm going to do a Q&A after, but this is going to be a short notice. All of the artificial banking institutions hereby serve immediate notice to cease and desist. All other artificial governmental functions and all operations carried out by AI, which is artificial intelligence, is to hereby be put on notice to cease and desist. All artificial media transfer to communicate to the people misleading and misinformation is to cease and desist. Any form of government that is practicing in default will be subject to the penalties of treason, etc. And with that being said, we are no longer under continuity of government status. We are now in what is called reconstitution of government. All of the chiefs must be made known to the public and their status known to the public as soon as possible. There should be no further delay in the people being informed and the veil being lifted and the ignorance being subjugated by information. So with this notice comes the directive that all of the tribes are hereby reconstituted to their original status prior to the invasion of 1492. The continuity status of the original government be reinstituted under the tribal jurisdiction of tribal lands and tribal protection from the chiefs across the land. All of the chiefs have been selected by the matriarch. All of the matriarchs are hereby instructed. They are now the lawgivers of the land under the great law. We are no longer under the constitutional fictions. We are now under the jurisdictional arrangement of the chiefs of the land and the grand matriarchs across the land. The lawgivers of the land being the 72 mothers of the land, with the direct heir being identified as the widow and her spokesperson being the widow's son, which is myself. After all of these things are taken in consideration by the continuity of government team, they have a minimum of 12 hours to begin to reveal to the people the status of the new government and the restoration of the new government. With that being said, I'm going to close this public service announcement and proceed with the Q&A. So if anybody got questions and y'all want to come and ask, y'all can come on to the live. I'll take a couple of questions. I don't know how many. Are probably going to run an hour. So with that being said, again, all tribes to be restored to their original status, and all of the chiefs are to be restored to the status of chiefs on the land and the governors of the land according to the great law. We will no longer follow any law that is not the great law. And the great law is now in full effect, and the artificial and legal fictions are now cease and desist status. Anyone who disregards this order will be considered treasonous to the people and belligerent to the upcoming government that is being restored to its pristine form. With that, I'm going to close the public service announcement, and I'm going to come back in for the Q&A.
This year's already interesting. Yeah, do you want a six-figure job helping NASA defend Earth from alien contamination? The job could be yours. 6 figures to report to the Office of Planetary Protection, and I'm not making this up.